views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
And now, on TV and Facebook Live, Access presents Calling All Angels Hotline with angelic host, Sandra Lynch.
In our divine appointment here tonight, I'm Sandra, and I am so honored and completely excited to be next to the one, the only, Rusty Piazza.
Hello. Hello.
Light-working Rusty Piazza.
Very busy.
Very busy, yeah. Rusty Piazza.
How are you doing there?
Very busy.
Very busy.
Yeah, there's enough time to get this show in. And
as we run in.
Yeah, and we are live here on Facebook. Welcome, Facebook. And we're ready for callers. And our intention is to receive you tonight and answer maybe something that's been on your mind. If you have a question, if you have something out of the blue, if you don't and you want to just know who's here to speak to you, call us and Rusty will do his highest and best divine order to do that. Right?
Bring through who comes through.
Bring through who comes through.
Or what comes through.
And so to remind everyone out there, the number is 260 and it's free. 260-422-3902. I see the phones ringing back there already. Yeah. So how's everyone on Facebook tonight? I see Wissam. And who else? It's hard to read that.
I can't read
Benjamin and Crystal and thank you for all your love and attention here tonight. So tell everybody before we answer that first call, why are you so busy in the angelic world?
I've been cleaning up a lot of people and doing a lot of things like that. I'm blessed, you know. But like with the mediumship work, that what we're doing here is for the chance for people to be able to get a message from a medium, and you never know what's going to come through because I never know what Spirit's going to bring through. But I definitely have a very good communication with them.
And so they're all here tonight waiting to enter the room?
Yeah, I've worked on a couple people today.
Yeah?
So, yeah, they came with me. You know,
really?
Definitely they were here.
Oh,
yeah.
It's a little warm in here tonight, isn't it?
It is warm.
So is that all the angels you brought in with you?
And many other guides and guardians.
Yeah. Well, as you said earlier, this is an unscripted show, and we did not plan on anything except to have that one relationship, for everyone to have the opportunity to be validated or
yeah, because a lot of times messages come through for people that really resonate with other people, and they can empathize and sympathize and understand, you know, because, you know, Spirit always is doing the best they can for us, you know, even though when we don't understand why things go on the way they go on, or we go through all the trials and tribulations that we go through, there's purpose in everything, you know. There is divine order and there is God's time, you know, but it's when it's needed, you know. Yeah.
Lately I've been quoting something from Dr. Wayne Dyer, if anyone out there can relate with this. Dr. Wayne says, if you don't see God in everything, you don't see God at all.
Yeah, everything is God, you know.
I mean, ultimately.
Yeah. Well, like I always teach, everything is energy, you know. When you understand that everything is energy and everything has some kind of consciousness to it, you can use these energies to your benefit, to truly help you in your life. And then there's karma and there's spiritual laws that govern this reality. And so when you live against the rules the way it should be, that's when you create chaos and all kinds of stuff for yourself. And when you realize the energy that you send out is what you get back, your life can change very quickly.
I found it interesting tonight, or today, as I was finding something to wear. and I was thinking about you, and I was sending an energetic thought like, Rusty, what's Rusty gonna wear tonight? And I kept coming up with this black garment, and I'm thinking, if I show up with black and Rusty, you know, but look.
Yeah, we match. See, we know.
You know.
Spirit's like, oh, he's wearing black.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I tried to change my mind, but you know how you say, oh, sometimes your mind will get you mixed up. And when you were sharing and teaching how to listen to Spirit, you know, how to connect with your angels, and you said, you know, you were talking about the back of your head, and sometimes our head can get us mixed up. Well, that's where my head was a little bit today.
Yeah, I mean, like what we hear, women's intuition, you know, that's, men have it too. It's just, it's our soul speaking to us, you know, and when we listen from here, we always get better answers than when we listen in here, because I mean, we will sabotage yourself and not even realize that we're doing it. You know, we all have an ego mind, first of all, and the ego mind is to keep you in a certain way of thinking that is comfortable and normal for it, you know, the 3D reality, and this is how it's supposed to be. And when Spirit and stuff really do affect us, the energies really do affect us in very dramatic ways, and it's just, we have to learn that there's more out there than what we were taught. And so what you feel is what you get, is really the answers.
So that sabotaging methodology comes by way of focusing on what you don't want versus what you do want.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, the energies that you send out is the energies that you receive back.
Yeah, so,
you know, so if we're magnetic beings, you know, if we are magnetic beings, and you know, scientifically this is proven that we have an energy field, an aura, and what we think sends out energy, and it's going to match it, the same vibration, and bring it back to you. So when you're stressing and your life is in chaos, then chaos brings more chaos.
Yes.
It does.
Yes.
But when you find yourself in peace, like true peace, I mean, sometimes it's easy to be in peace when you're sitting at home all by yourself. You know, it's peaceful, but try being at peace in the middle of a concert or a football game or something. You know, that's what peace is. With a chaotic mind, it's hard to find peace.
Earlier, before you came, I was doing a test shot for anyone out there in Facebook who saw that. Wesley's TV show, I had him on here today, and he was for like 30 seconds to promote his own, but we tested this to see if it was working. So everybody, pick up the phone, 260-422-3902. He is waiting to do his little job.
Yes, because I could talk anytime. If y'all want to hear me teach more, you know I will. But I'm here to do messages for you.
Is that what Spirit says? You're here to do messages.
Yeah, I'm here to do messages.
You're not here to teach tonight?
I will always teach.
What was the latest thing that you've been teaching?
They've been working on a lot, like the guides with people and everything. They've been really cleaning up people, and I know the energies have changed because they're it feels like the rules have changed. You know what I mean? Like what was before has changed. Like ever since the Lionsgate portal and all the mass meditations and the intent of the planet, literally, it really has caused a lot of change. And change is chaotic at first, because I mean it comes from chaotic energies, and so to find the peace we got to work through it. And so a lot of people, speaking to you in TV land, a lot of people are going through a lot of chaos and a lot of strange things, of family members, friends fighting, and see they're slipping away and different things like that. Find your peace, find your grounding, your balance, because it's so very important, because once this stuff goes down, things will get better, and they will. It's the energies that you feed to it. So if you feed chaos into a chaotic situation, you're not helping anything, you're just creating more energies. And we have been in a lot, I mean, Mercury's been in retrograde and it's been messing with everybody, and it's going out and things will calm down. But like I said, if you can find true centeredness and peace in yourself, then the things around you will calm down. They do. I mean, because that's what you're sending out, so that's what you're receiving. And so it really does make a huge difference. You know, what we think we create. we do. I wish that I'm ready to create a little more financial stability.
Well, let's talk about this, because you no longer work at the security station.
No, not at all.
And I didn't know that. You usually walk over here because it's only like a block or two away. And I knew that it was going to come, but I didn't know that it came. So,
yeah. Yes, I'm able to do my mediumship work and my light work.
So that means you're available.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yes,
where
I am.
can people contact you outside of this show tonight?
Rusty J. Piazza. I have a business page that I set up, or a service page, and you could get in touch. And then Rusty Piazza, my regular Facebook, of course. You can get in touch with me. And yeah, since I've stopped working, I have had. I've helped people every single day, you know,
Well, that
and
sounds
it's been a
like
blessing.
well, I used to call that type of work a job.
Yeah, that
Joyous,
was work.
overflowing blessing is what you have now, your truest nature.
Well, that's what
You're
I'm here
authentic.
doing. I mean,
Yeah.
I was already working a full-time job and doing clients and stuff every day after I got off of work and stuff. So now it gives me more time to do what I'm here to do.
So that's Rusty Piazza. You can contact him direct, right through this feed, or the light. You have a new page now, a business page now too.
Rusty J. Piazza.
Rusty
Yeah.
J. What's
Yeah.
the J for?
Joseph.
Rusty?
My middle name is Joseph.
Oh.
But
I
yeah,
see.
because I mean, I had it so similar. I was like, which page is which?
Yeah.
And the reason
I like
why I
that.
set up the page was because there's a website that's going to have. They've been sending me people that. And so I'm going to be officially on their website, and so they'll be able to get to me easier, which is
Who's
a blessing.
Can you say who that
Well,
is?
I know I have a lot of medium friends and stuff like that, and in Jackson, Michigan, and Charlotte, Michigan.
Yes.
I do a lot of psychic fairs there, and they're great people. I love them. All right, we have a caller.
Pardon me. Excuse me.
Hello.
Did we have a caller?
Hello.
Hello,
Who are we speaking with?
this is Andrew.
Hi, Andrew. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm doing good. You mentioned psychic fairs. Is there any events that's going to be going on in the Fort Wayne area?
The only thing I know that's coming up is at the Fort Wayne Metaphysical Chapel. I believe it's in October. And that's really good. I mean, there's really good mediums there, and it's very cheap. It's very, very cheap because it's a fundraiser for the church. Other than that, I don't know of any right now, other than like December, and that's in Michigan.
Okay.
And so, what else? How else can I help you?
You mentioned about one of the planets affecting things being weird, and I've been feeling that vibe too. I'm not sure how to tap in to that to really make it useful.
Oh, okay, that's actually a really good question. Okay, with Mercury in retrograde, it causes a lot of chaos and a lot of like fire into people. So when that kind of energy is coming at you and your mind won't shut down in any way, you can't find any peace, you can't sleep, different things like that. Grounding is something that is so very important. Like I said, there's energies around us all the time, and it flows through us. And so we have like, we can visualize like a column of light, God's light going from the top of our head all the way down the middle of our body as it expands out, and all the way through our feet, like sparks are coming out of our feet. And then you stand on the earth, and then it goes out of you, but then from the earth it goes back into you. And then it's an exchange of energy. So you're getting rid of chaotic energies and stress and worries and all these different energies that are around, and you're bringing in God's light that's going to clear it out, basically. So energetically, it's almost like we get trash and stuff in our system that has to be cleaned out. And grounding yourself is how you do that. Because when you ground yourself, you literally calm down. Your mind calms down, you feel better, you feel lighter. Meditation is huge, because meditation lets you center yourself in a way that you never do any other time. It lets you have contact with your own self without the outside world and outside influences affecting your mind, body, spirit, energies. Have you ever been around someone and you could tell exactly what mood they were in, and you didn't even talk to them or anything, back to back, you could feel what they were feeling?
Yes.
That's empathic. Some people are very empathic and feel all kinds of stuff. And so those are signs that are showing that this person has an energetic signature. He has his own or her own energy. And when you tap into that energy, which we do all the time, and you pay attention to that, you start to realize that there is more to it than you thought. And you can feel people's moods, or even sometimes know what they're thinking, and stuff like that. And this information is very valuable. It can help us in our life, and we can help other people. I mean, if I know somebody is like, people on Facebook all the time are lashing out and saying awful stuff, and most people just want to condemn them. And I always think to myself, okay, what are they going through? Everybody's going through the same hurts and pains as everybody else. The story's just different, and if we showed more compassion, I know I got off track, if we showed more compassion for each other instead of always rage, we could communicate a little bit better. So pay attention to the energies that are around you. Something else that I always use, and I'm sure Sandra's heard me do this, is grounding like a tree. I mean, we know what trees look like, we know how they work and stuff like that. And so if you see yourself as a tree, literally, like the body is the trunk of the tree, and the arms are the limbs reaching up to the heavens, and that God's light is like focusing from the sun. You can use because you feel the sun and stuff like that, and just pull that in, and then underneath your feet, ground it out with the root system. It's very effective. I mean, it works,
And I was sitting here as the show unfolded, and the format is kind of taking on its own, where you are literally doing a 10, 12-minute talk. And then the messages come in.
Yeah, because last time I didn't talk at all.
I know.
I never even finished one thing.
No, and so, and I, ask my guides, and what shall I prepare for? Nothing. It will all reveal itself.
Spirit speaks through me all the time, and they are always around me, my guides and stuff, and they're always speaking. Because, I mean, times are changing. A lot of us that are light workers and spiritual people and even religious people, they know times are changing. And it is our responsibility to take our future and what we want to create for our future. It is our responsibility. It's not outside of ourself. We are powerful.
Absolutely.
We are divine beings of light, each and every one of you, each and every one of you. And when you start to remember who you are and what you are, then you can understand why you're here. We're here for change. We're here to help. And we're here to clean up this planet that is an energetic mess.
Yeah. So when I'm out there and I say, I think our caller left us now. I'm sorry we missed her.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling. Where was I? Yeah, so when I see somebody outside and I say, I know the truth about you, well, their ears perk up and they're like, oh, what does she know the truth about me? Well, the truth is that we are all divine. We are all divine beings, and that's innate. And there's no escaping it. That's the truth I see, and I see like you do.
Well, the thing about it is this planet and this solar system, this universe, was designed to be in balance. And I say this all the time, and it's so true. In spirit, we know how to be happy. There is no separation. There is no bills. There's no pain. None of that. And we can choose what to do. But when we put ourselves on this earth, we put the most horrific stuff in front of ourselves. It's not God that does it. It's not outside of yourself that does it. You chose the experiences that you wanted to go through and the lessons. And so when you learn that, we quit playing the victim so much. And when you can say, okay, why did I go through that situation? Why did that person put me through that situation? What was I supposed to learn? Then you open up your scope. Instead of looking at it like this, you start to look at it like this, and there's a lot more you can learn. Some things we don't ever understand. You know, you can't change the actions of someone else. You can't. And so blaming yourself for the actions of someone else is just, it's hard on the soul, and we've all done it. You know, we blame ourselves for things that other people have done because we take on that responsibility. You are responsible for your soul and your actions. And so it's up to you to do what you need to do. And when you see yourself fail, no matter what it is, no matter what you've done in the past, pick yourself up and learn from it. It don't make you scum. It don't make you anything less than a perfect divine being of light having a human experience. And it's so important for people to understand. We hold on to so much pain and so much hurt and so much animosity. And how could we ever move forward? You know, how do we move forward? We let it go. The past is exactly what it is. It can't hurt you anymore unless you allow it. It can only teach you if you let it, and it can hurt you if you let it. You know, this is something that I teach all the time because Spirit has drilled it into my head. And people are more alike than they realize they are. Like I said,
realizing that
we really
more.
do have all the same hurts and pains, but different stories. And so instead of when somebody is literally going through something and you see them on Facebook and stuff and they're just saying all this crazy stuff, instead of judging them, why don't you reach out privately and try to talk to them and see where it leads you? It will surprise you. It will surprise you. It really will. I mean, I work on a lot of people, and I take on a lot of people's energies, because when I am doing like a cord cutting, energetic reset, I energetically am resetting the body and removing traumas and aligning the chakras and balancing the whole energetic system, even working on the brain that can be chemically imbalanced and have real issues, you know. And then you work on that and get the junk out of there and get it sparking right, you know, like the receptors. People's lives are changed by it. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I take on all their trauma and stuff like that energetically, and I work it through because I can take it better than they can, you know? And so, and I do, and I send it to love and light before I send it back in the universe, because what's the point of taking it off of one person and putting it into the universe to add more negativity and stuff to it, you know? Okay,
so anyone out there have any ideas that they might need some of this type of work on them, to have them work with you in that? Well, I mean, what would give a person an indicator that they need to have it?
Well, I mean, everybody really needs a cord cutting, you know. I mean, we have past relationships. Okay, I'll tell you, if there are memories that you have that every time you think about it, you go into the same emotion you was when you were going through it, that's a tether. That's something that's tethering you back to a past relationship, abusive relationship, past traumas and stuff like that. When you cannot take the emotion out of something that you've went through 20 years ago and you still affects you today, that is a tether. That affects your life, because the only thing you think of is through that very scope of that trauma. And when that is literally energetically removed off of you, then it becomes a memory, and then you can deal with it. You know, then you can deal with it and see it in a different way. We're emotional creatures. I mean, we have emotions for a reason, but emotions don't have logic. I mean, emotions are what you feel. There don't have to be a bit of logic behind what you're feeling. But when those emotions run you, then how do you know what you were feeling? You know, it really does help. It is a blessing.
Well, you've said so much. I've got all kind of halos around my head. You said so much to absorb.
Well, you know what? You can always watch it later.
Yeah,
because
I will.
I will teach a lot. Well, Spirit speaks faster than we do anyway. And so when they're speaking through and trying to teach something, I always speak very fast.
Yeah,
you know
that was fast.
Yeah, but you know, you may not have heard everything, but trust me, energetically, you got everything.
And then sitting right next to you too. I'm in this major
In my
organic bubble of love and light. So I just immersed in it all.
And so, I'm a grandfather.
Grandfather.
I'm so proud of that. My little
Yes.
boy, my little grandson, Trevor, he is so cute. So cute. Just a beautiful, beautiful soul. I mean,
Now, did you have something posted on Facebook? Somebody did an image of him prior to him being born?
no, that was just a picture that I found, and I was like, oh my goodness, that looks like my grandchild.
Who was it? Him?
The bottom
was
was, I don't know.
Who
It
was the
just a-
picture?
The picture, actual picture was
where
my
did you-
grandson.
Okay,
but
so
I
where
just
did
found
you-
it on Facebook, and I was like, I saved it.
He did look like, I saw that picture. I thought maybe somebody drew it or something before
Somebody
he was
drew it.
born. That was interesting.
It's just a light child.
a
I was
darling.
just showing my little light child.
Oh, yes.
He's beautiful, and his parents are doing so well. Corey and Jackie, his mom and dad, are really doing so well. They're raising that child, right. They really love
yeah.
and take very good care.
Oh, yes.
I'm proud of them.
And are they sleeping yet all night?
Oh, I don't know. We can't be guaranteed about that. They do have a newborn baby. Sleep is over until they're 22.
And we're not here to sleep either, so pick
Why
up
is
the
nobody calling? I don't understand.
260-422-3902. I know the world is full of questions. Even if you had an off-the-wall question, give us a call. Last week you couldn't get on before, during, or after the show. This week...
It's because we put it on the wrong one.
This week, we're on Angels at God Central Stations. But we're on yours.
Yeah, it's tagged on mine.
It's
but,
tagged.
It don't send out the notifications like it does when it's on.
Well, there's 20 comments on there.
Yeah, they're saying all kinds of stuff. He says, I healed him. I think, yes, that's the one that was out of states. I think he was in, where were you?
It's hard for me to see that far away. We have to, by the way, everybody, our halos are off to the Allen County Public Library here in Fort Wayne because they do have a brand new piece of equipment that probably next month when we go live on air, it will be coming through there.
So they'll be streaming?
Yes.
All right,
so
finally.
we won't have to bring the laptop or their phone.
Because, I mean, we're doing a TV show.
Yes,
there's
yeah.
3 cameras, and you see
Yes.
it on Facebook Live because that was just something we wanted to do so it would go out to more people. So it's going to be streaming right through.
Well, it is now, and if they went on the internet
well.
onto ACPL, Allen County Public Library, and clicked on there, and then once the page opens up and they go on channel 2, you'll see us live. You'll see the full deck here, everything. So they can watch it there and here on Facebook.
It really does look better on camera.
Well, and this is my new laptop that my sister gave me. It's purple. It fits the color of Angels at God Central Station. Something told me to bring it, so I'm glad I brought it.
Good. Because, for a year, we used my phone to do Facebook Live.
Yeah. So, calling all angels out there.
Okay, what other information? If there's nobody calling, call. That's the purpose. But is there something that is there something that you would like me to speak on if you're not calling?
I think they'd love to hear you talk. I think that's what this is.
Let's see what's this
It's an
say.
ad-lib conversation here tonight.
PM comment. Is that what that says?
Oh, I have to look.
I need a
closer.
magnifying glass.
I know.
It's
Maybe
'cause
I
of
should make
lights.
those. Maybe I should make that bigger.
Yeah.
Could I?
I don't know.
Well, I won't do it now,
Yeah,
but
'cause you-
next time I will. That's you can make the letters bigger, larger.
Rusty has worked with me and helped me so much. Thank you, Debbie. Blessings to
Aw.
you. Pamela healed me. Bless you. He was, doggone, I can't think of it. Canada. He was in Canada, and I did a long distance healing on him, and it worked very well. It worked really well.
So how long has it been since you on your own now? You've spread your wings.
A week.
Oh, cool.
Since then, I did an exorcism in Ohio. Yeah, I've been busy. Yeah.
An exorcism.
Yeah, on a 19-year-old.
You want to talk about, well, without giving too many details about the individual, you want to talk about exorcisms tonight?
I can.
I mean, what's the most common question when somebody would call you, or do you intuitively know what needs to be done? How does that work?
Well, me and Spirit work together, and what gets done gets done.
Yeah.
But what causes it? I mean, you know, you get somebody calling you in chaos. Their life is in complete chaos. They're possessed. It affects the family and everybody around them. People that are not spiritual or religious or anything. I mean, it don't matter what your beliefs are. Like, it's really easy for you to sit there because you've never dealt with that kind of stuff. Oh, that's nothing. That's bull. That's not true. Until you deal with it. Like when you've dealt with a house that has had a poltergeist or a spirit around, or somebody's possessed and they look at you and they have crystal blue eyes, and when they're possessed, their eyes are cold black. You can't deny those kind of things, you know. And people that live through this, their life is in hell. You know, and being able to come in and be blessed enough to be able not only to do the exorcism and remove the demon or demonic entity, but not to clean up the system, you know, because they're like parasites. They literally, they go into your whole system. Yeah. And so even if you get rid of them, they can tether themselves back. They can come back, you know, because they are connected to you, because energetically, energy attracts energy, you know. And people that have been possessed, I've noticed, that are easier to get attachments or a possession. You know, I mean, demons are like multidimensional beings. They're not from here, and so they are what they are, and the only way they can be here is they have to be on a body, you know. They want to be alive, so they can...
Are they invited?
No, they're not invited at all. I mean, right now, the reason why so much is going on, honestly...
Like a tick would be on a dog.
Well, yeah, but they find your weak places, like a tear in the aura, or if you're doing a lot of drugs and drinking and stuff like that. I mean, they find weaknesses, and they literally, it's like a parasite. It tethers to you, and then it weakens you down energetically. You feel weaker. It drains you. Because it feeds off of you energetically too, and then it gets you in a bad state, and it moves in a little bit closer until it's a full-on possession, and then it's in the body, and it can take over. You know, I mean, I've seen people just be crazy, and they were the sweetest person. Yeah, because it moves the soul of the that's in the body out of the way and takes over. It's a parasite. It takes over the system. Demonic entities used to be human. They were, and they definitely take me longer to get rid of them than demons, because they can get into the system a little bit better. But you know, it's amazing. You know,
angels and demons. You know,
you want to hear something funny?
Angels. Yes.
Okay, so I have this lady that I was working on, was doing a cord cutting, and I started the cord cutting on her, and there was a spirit, one of my guides, that came through and was talking to her, was teaching her something about a past life and different things like that. And then she started asking questions. Well, then hours later, we didn't finish it, and I've never not finished a cord cutting. Then the next week I came back and was going to go finish it, didn't again. My guide literally pushed me out of the way and spoke to her, and they spoke for hours, and I was asleep or something. I wasn't even conscious of it. They had full-on conversations and everything, and she's blind. And so they helped her. They've helped her, of course, doing healing on her.
Wonderful.
But they told her that they was like, you're to write a book about the channel, and that's what they called me. So my guides, the sense of humor they have, and divine, however it goes, has asked a blind woman to write a book about me. And I found out when she told me, and I laughed so hard, and I was like, well, it's kind of appropriate for my life, because it's never been that normal. But yeah, it is.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I've done a lot in my life, you know that. I got a lot of stories and a lot of experience, because doing what I do is not new to me, you know. It's not new to me at all.
Well, I would say then that this individual, and I'm just putting it out there, that this individual can actually see that she's an intuitive.
Yeah, she's
an intuitive to be able to do that.
She used to, and I didn't know she was a client of mine, and becoming a good friend.
Good.
She used to be an editor at a magazine and stuff, so she's had experience, and she does, and the way they're doing it is like she's going to be narrating it, kind of like the Waltons. You remember how John Boy narrated it, and there'll be some about her, but about my life, because my life has really been an unusual one. It really has, because I've always spoke to spirit. I've always seen them, and I was taught by my spirit guides and reminded. You know, we wasn't here just once. We're very old and have had many life experiences, and they retrained me. They trained me how to be a shaman. I mean, everything that I do and everything I know is from what Spirit has taught me. And I would listen to them before I'd listen to any human, you know, because, I mean, I'm divinely blessed. You know, I work with archangels and see chiefs, Indian chiefs, protectors, and, you know, I mean, it's quite interesting, especially when you're working on somebody. You don't know what's going to be coming through. You know, you don't know. They have their own guides and they have their own traumas and stuff like that. And I try to do it energetically, but you know, stuff comes up, and so I tell them the things I get, and it's amazing. Like I always tell people, you can't make this shit up. I'm not clever enough for that to happen, I'm telling you, because you know,
so true.
And you know, people that know me, like people that know me will be like, the things you say, you never contradict yourself. Like we've heard you talk about things over and over again, and every time you find out something else, it's like, it really is like a piece of the puzzle. It makes sense.
It's like a map.
Well, truth is truth, you know?
Map. It has its own ministry action plan. So I'm with these acronyms tonight.
Yeah.
I was with the JOB, now I'm MAP, and
I honestly think this is the first show that we have ever done that we only had one phone call. But you know, the information needed to be out there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how long ago it was. A long time ago. But anyway.
Well, people need to know.
Yeah, they do. And what you have to say is quite interesting too.
Yeah, because
you're answering questions before they can take another step. And sometimes, you know, we're not in that deep of faith.
Well, that's true.
Jump in.
But I mean, the things that you don't understand now, you'll hear me speak about them over and over again. It's not because it's because I can say the same thing to you 3 different times, and one time you'll get it, but somebody else won't. So I make sure to repeat myself for people to understand what I'm saying. Everything is energy. When you can learn to work with the energy, you can change your life. When you quit working against yourself and robbing yourself from your own blessings, your life changes. Just like when people pray. You know, a lot of times the only time people ever pray is when a bill is due and they need money or something like that, or something's going wrong. You know, but the thing about it is, if you pray and be grateful for the things you have and affirm the things that you may not see yet, but affirm them like you already have them, and they will be created for you. Absolutely. If they're meant to. Now, sometimes, you know, people say all the time, oh, if you're psychic and you're a medium, talk to spirit, why don't you win the lottery? Because that's not right. You know, if I could do that, I would be a lot wealthier than I am right now. You know, but
you're rich inside.
I am blessed beyond compare. I really am. I mean, I take on a lot and I do a lot, and people don't realize the toll it takes on me for all the stuff I do for other people. And I do it with complete and unconditional love, and I take that on because, like I said, I can take it, and it's not mine, but I will take it on for them so they don't have to do it. And to see the people that I've worked on, to see their life and see them striving, and even when they fall on their face because of life happens, to see them pick themselves up with more grace, more dignity, and more understanding.
But you're in alignment with your own calling.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, where other, you know.
I have no choice in the matter anymore. It is what.
That is your choice, to be in alignment with your calling.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm here to help. Phone call.
Guess what?
All right.
I got a phone call.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, who are we speaking with?
Madeline.
Hi, Madeline.
How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Good. I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. I'm glad you called. How can I help you tonight?
I don't really have like a particular question. I was just trying to I guess just call in and get a message.
Okay, okay. Immediately I see a woman stepping in on the mother's side of the family. Your mother's not in spirit, so I would assume this would be your grandmother, but she shows herself quite younger. She's not older. Would you happen to know who this is? Is this your
Yeah, my mom's mom.
Your mom's mom? Was she older when she passed, or was she younger?
No, she was 80.
Okay, well, she definitely is not looking 80 right now. I do feel like this is your grandmother, but she's chose to take on a younger form because it just is more her spunk. She must have been a spunky woman because she definitely has a very beautiful energy, but definitely feel like she would stand up for herself. I see there is some kind of transition going on with you. I don't know if you're waking up more and you're trying to refigure things that are going on around in your life. That's kind of what it feels like. But you're definitely in a time of change. I feel like yes, I hear. You're definitely getting a little more confidence now. Does this make sense? I'm sorry.
Yes, it does. It makes sense.
Okay, okay. So, Spirit is revealing that there are changes. You actually got 3 different things that are changing in your life. There is a person that is, I feel like, well, that is going out of your life, and you know that, and that's fine if that's what's meant to happen. But there is somebody else that's going to come into your life, and I don't know exactly how this will be. It'll be a friend, but it'll be somebody that'll help you along your journey, because I feel like you're spiritual. Definitely, but I feel like definitely you are waking up to it, like it's new to you and you're trying to learn and you don't know what to think about it yet, but you do. Do you see spirit?
I don't, but I used to do a lot of meditation before, and I kind of got away from it, and I just got a new job, so I just started trying to do mantras and meditations and read more and just become more aware of the spiritual side. Okay.
Well, you know, I want to explain, and I'll help you. Meditation, you know, already is very valuable because it puts you in the right space to be able to receive more and hear more. Mm-hmm. Reading is a great thing. Reading other people's experiences is great, but you have your own energies and your own knowledge and your own guides that are there to teach you. Learn to listen and learn to trust what you get. Like I said, you feel it more than you think it, and that's the truth. When you think, it's in the front lobe of your brain. When spirit speaks to us, it will be in the back lobe of our brain. It could be different sensations, like a humming sound, like not a humming, a feeling or a vibration or a pressure, or you could just hear your own voice in the back of your head. That's spirit. They're going to speak to you most of the time through your own processor or your brain, and it'll be you, what you think. Learn the difference. If you go into meditation and you cannot calm down, count. Literally count in your head, close your eyes and count in your head to 10, and you'll notice that's in the front. And hold it for 5 and then breathe out, and just keep on doing this, because after a while that reel to reel, that honey-do list, it can't be the focus of your brain. And then sit there quietly, and then if you decide to speak with your spirit guides, go in with the intent that you're going to speak with them, call them in, and then ask one question and see where they answer, and then go from there, you know. And it's a good way to get in communication. One of the most important things before you start any of this is protecting yourself. I want you to understand, protecting yourself is one of the most important things for anybody. I don't care what your beliefs are. By protecting yourself against negative energies, you protect yourself from getting affected by those energies. So I always say that you take a few deep breaths, then you visualize a bubble of light around you. We have an aura, and if you put a bubble of light, I always see, like when you blow a bubble, like a kid blows it and you see it in the sky, you can see through it, but it's swirling all these colors. So when you're calling upon the white light, you're calling upon all the colors, and you put that around yourself. And then, of course, you call upon the diamond veils of protection. That is a shield that goes around the bubble, where only truth, love, light, peace, harmony, oneness, understanding, compassion, true transformation, and spiritual transformation can come through. And then you call upon your guides. Your guides are here because you don't remember what your plans were before you came here. And so your guides are here to guide you, to help you. And the only way they truly, truly can help you is you got to ask. You know, how can you expect them to really know everything that you want and need unless you ask? And they will. The universe will supply it. And
Awesome.
and like I said earlier, very important. Everything is energy. Learn that. You know, if you think if everything is kind of like a cell or a molecule, you know, it's 90% space in a bubble with 10% nucleus or mass, and that makes a little power plant. You know, and so what that does is it creates a magnetic charge around it, you know, a field around it. So when you think something and when you're sending out emotions, and you're sending out certain energies of the same thing, and it attracts to it exactly the energies that match it, and that brings it back to you. So you can affirm and believe that things are going to come back to you if you're sending it out. You know, we really do rob ourselves because of our doubts, fears, and insecurities. You know, and so you're responsible for your own. Now there's a gentleman that steps in. This right here is a friend. I feel on the father's side of the family is which way he's going back, but he's obviously been a long time ago because he shows himself very much in the distance. He's a dark-headed man, skinny, probably about 5'10", 5'11". I would say he was in his 30s, maybe even early 40s. Do you know who this is?
I'm not sure.
Garrett. I get his name to be Garrett.
Garrett?
Or Grant. Garrett or Grant or something like that. I feel like Garrett. It's on the father's side of the family, and I don't feel like it's blood, but it was definitely blood to y'all. And whoever that is, maybe this is for your mom and dad sometimes, but he's definitely in the distance, but he definitely steps forward. So you have a question now, ask it.
No, I didn't have a question. I was just trying to think of who that person is.
Well, I mean, a lot of times when I'm giving people messages, they don't have any idea who I'm talking about, and then later on, they definitely get it. So when it's supposed, if they showed theirself to me, there's a relevance. So you'll find out. And maybe it wasn't necessarily for you. Maybe it was for somebody else. Even mention it to your family or something. Definitely mention it to your family because I feel like they'll know.
Okay.
So your new job, I shouldn't say that. So you're trying to get acclimated to your new job. I'll put it to you like that, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you're having a difficult time, and you have a lot of doubt and fear that you're not going to be able to do this, or you're not going to be able to take this. Wait it out for a little while. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Spirit's telling me that wait it out for a little while, because even if it's not something that you end up wanting to do because it's just too much, the tools and the learning that you're learning there will actually help you with your next job. And your next job you're going to like a lot better and make better, and it will help you. There's things in it that'll help you for that next job. Yep. So stay there until you feel, well, I honestly see you getting an offer or finding out something. Spirit will reveal to you what it will be. And so just wait it out, learn everything you can, and have faith that it's going to get better. Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Blessings to you. Thank you for calling. God bless.
Thank you so much for calling. Yes, that was fabulous. 260-422-3902. There's about 10 minutes left to tonight's 1-hour TV Facebook episode of Calling All Angels Hotline. And yes, we're so excited and we welcome you to call us.
Yes.
Spirit had a lot to say today.
Spirit's had a lot to say lately. I mean, they have been talking to people, because I'll be working on people and they'll be talking to them and teaching them, and you know, they really been on that the time is now. You know, I tried to say last time, Spirit was telling about getting the spiritual community together. And so it came to me several different ways about it. And so we did it, and it was beautiful. It really laid the foundation to some beautiful things.
If I might, pardon you, another phone call here. We have another phone call.
Oh, okay.
Hello, caller.
Hello?
Hello,
Hello, who are we speaking with?
this is Barb.
Hi, Barb.
You're one of my friends on Facebook, and Sandra is a really good friend of mine on Facebook.
Okay, well, blessings to you. So how can I help?
Well, I was just wondering, is there a way that we can cultivate our own abilities on connecting, or do we have to? Is it necessary to tune into something? I know we all have some abilities,
Yes.
but to pursue that, what do we do?
Okay, well, that's...
Great question.
Yeah, that is
Woo.
a great question.
Great
Oh,
question.
okay. Well, some of the tools that I was talking about, meditation, learning how to meditate and calming yourself, it gives your soul a chance to be in a quiet space that your guides and your own soul can talk to you. You know, all the time we're trying to read self-help books or spiritual books and things like that. You know, all the answers are inside of yourself if you would just calm your mind down enough to listen to your soul and your guides. As far as tapping into things, like I said, everything is energy, and you can literally use a column of white light, which is true God's energy that's flowing through you, and it will clear out debris and things like that, and help that energetically, that you can think a little bit clearer. By understanding that if you feel something from someone and you realize that you're feeling energies and stuff like that from other people, well, explore it a little more. Test it. Go with your friends and have them sit there and be like, okay, you're thinking this, or different things like that. There are divination tools like a pendulum. Like me, I mean, Spirit has always talked to me, but when I want to know 100% answers with no room for error, I used to always, and still do, use a pendulum. I ask them yes and no questions, but I also ask the percentage. Because not every yes is 100% yes, and humans have free will, so you cannot predict what somebody's going to do. And so you have to watch what you say. You got to know how to use it. One thing I say,
like the Ouija board, though, or something
No,
like that. And
the
I'm
Ouija-
fearful of that.
yeah, the Ouija board do not use. I was about to go into that. And the reason why a Ouija board is extremely dangerous is because you're opening up doorways that you cannot control. And so you cannot dictate what kind of spirit that's coming through. But when you put protection around yourself and call in your guides and only work with your guides, they're there for you. They will not lie to you. They are not there to lie to you. They're there to help you. And if you are using your guides, there is no mistruths being told. But if you don't know how to protect yourself and call in your guides and stuff like that, and you ask something with a divination tool, any spirit can come through. And there lies the problem. Me personally, I don't let anything into my auric field at all less than 60% divinity. And divinity is godliness, of course. And that is something that I have to do. Even when spirit comes up to me that I knew in life, my guides will translate what they're saying, and they're not even able to go into my energy because it's safety. You know, it really is. And we are all vulnerable. You know, there's nothing more than the darkness wants to do than snuff out the light. And when you're a light, it makes you more vulnerable. So you have to put protections and be safe, you know, with anything. And with divination tools, again, there are different ways of doing it. Like some people use tarot cards and they work, oracle cards, you know, pendulum. There's the rods. What is that? The divining rods.
Tuning forks.
Tuning forks that you can ask questions. Like I said, the one thing, the Ouija board, you cannot control that. And just get familiar that spirit is around you and you are not alone, you know. Most people think they're so alone and they just desire somebody to be around them so much that they just can't hardly stand it, but they have people around them. They're just without a body. They're no different than we are. They're exactly what they were on Earth. But your guides are very wise and very, there for you. Something else, the breathing meditation, like I said, that's a great one. But grounding yourself. When you feel the chaotic energies around you and you cannot quiet your mind and you're literally going 90 to nothing, go sit outside. Feel the energies flowing through you, and you give. You never give more than you take, and you do not take more than you give. Everything is a constant exchange. Just like if you work, you expect to pay. If you get energies, you expect to give them back, you know? And the energies, how they flow through our body, is like the infinity. You know, we do have a chakra system, and I'm sure you know about that. And those are our energetic centers. And scientifically, they have proven that we do have them, and they can see it, and the aura. And so, you know, people need stuff to think they have to have proof to make it real. Well, scientifically, they've proven many things that I'm speaking about. And when you can make the energies work through your chakra systems and ground them out and then get them, you can flow the energies that you're coming in contact with better, where they don't affect you, or if they are affecting you, they won't affect you as long. Because when you can get rid of them, then you can replace them with calm, beautiful God's energy, you know? What are you asking exactly when you say, how do you tap into it? Like, what interests you? Like, what is something that you feel like you have a psychic gift about of some kind?
Well, I've often heard that everybody has.
Oh, yes, we do.
Everybody has it, but most people don't know how to I don't know how
tap into
delve into it. You know, they're either that or they're afraid to.
Well, most people were taught that doing that kind of stuff was demonic, which is not true. You know, I say something all the time. You know, in this world, we're supposed to live in a box. And if we live anywhere outside of that box, we're a freak, we're going to hell, or we're Satanists and stuff like that. That's just not true whatsoever. We are divine beings of light. We have guides and guardians, and we are connected to the energy of God all the time. When we learn that we are not so insignificant, you know, society teaches us that we're nothing. We're literally separate from everything else. That is not true. We are connected to everything else, and when you learn that, you can bring knowledge and remembering who you were and tap into your own gifts and abilities. Because if you ever notice, I know we're about to close, a kid speaking to their imaginary friend, that's not usually an imaginary friend. Usually that's a spirit guide, or it's a family member. I mean, they literally can see it better than us, and then we literally dumb it down in them because society's like, oh, you can't feel like this, you can't see like this, you don't believe like this. And then we literally get it shut down because it's not the normal. And what normal is being connected to spirit. It truly is.
Well, I've always been accused of not being normal.
Well, I have never been accused of being normal at all, and I'm okay with that, because I'd rather have communication with spirit and know what's really going on than feed the lies of a lot of the society. And I'm blessed because I'm here helping people, and that's what's important to me, and I'm good at it.
Yes.
Yes, I know. I know the person that you were talking about, the blind person. So.
Oh.
So does Sandra.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And that's why I call you Barbie Angel, because you have the same thing that we have. And guess what? It's time
Thank you for calling.
end the show, Barbie. Thank you so much for calling.
Blessings.
Barbie.
So obviously a lot of information came through tonight, and that's what people need. Please share this if you would, and rewatch it, because I know I said a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, it's rewatch it. You'll learn.
Yeah. I feel like the peace that passes all understanding is inside and out of me and all its surroundings here. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit.
Yes. Always thank you, Spirit.
Yes, thank you, Spirit.
I'm just a channel. That's what they call me when they're speaking to somebody. They call me the channel.
I like that. Channel.
The channel.
The Rusty Channel.
Nah, the Rusty Channel.
So guess what? It is time to go, Rusty. So I'm going to have to say, let's say goodbye to our Facebook friends out there. Thank you all for stopping, looking, and listening in our divine appointment here tonight as one, with the one, the only Rusty Piazza, and myself, Sandra. Next month we're back again, the third Tuesday of the month.
Third Tuesday. And like I said, share this, let people get to it. And thank you also for calling.
It's time to grow.
The ones that did.
And change. Yeah, and with that we say, divine
Divine
love
love
and
and
holy
holy kisses.
kisses.
Blessings.
Thank you for tuning in to Calling All Angels Hotline. We invite you to subscribe to, like, and post a comment on the Sandra Lynch Angel Link YouTube channel. We also encourage you to tune in to another unscripted access production called Angels Talk, Soul Relationships. Thanks again for watching from Angels at God Central Station.